is really a distinct honor today to announce the City of Lancaster and our partners recipient of the Energy Globe Award for the United States. It's been labeled the Oscars of the sustainability movement, and the City of Lancaster, with our three partners, won it for the entire United States. One of the things that we celebrate in the City of Lancaster, and this council has gone a different direction under Mayor Paris and our City Council than other cities, is partnerships. The term public-private partnership was overused to the point it meant nothing. In Lancaster, it means something. It means that you truly work with your partners, you develop a relationship, and you bring the strengths of each of them to create something that's truly wonderful. To tell us a little bit more about those partnerships and what we've done as a team, I'd like to introduce our mayor, Mayor R. Rex Paris.
I remember the meeting we had down at KB and his office in Westwood, and the consensus in that room was, yeah, it's a nice idea, but you can't do it. You know, you cannot build an affordable house that will actually produce more electricity than it consumes. Wouldn't you say that's pretty much what we thought at that moment? And then by putting together BYD in China and KB in America, you know, the two incredibly, phenomenally great companies, in 6 months it was done. Now, that doesn't mean it was done easily. You know, there was a lot of international phone calls to make that happen. But it happened. And then I remember when Stella came to Lancaster and we flipped the switch on the house, and now we have a house that can be built worldwide and produce more electricity than it uses, and it'll be cheaper. I mean, because you amortize it out, it's cheaper. That is truly a phenomenal accomplishment. You know, the only holdup on it now is that most houses are sold to investors, and so it doesn't make a lot of sense for investors. So Lancaster is going to fix that. By the end of the year, you will not build a house in Lancaster unless you have a solar component to it. And I think we'll probably be the first city that's ever done that. Now, that's assuming they don't recall me over it, but the idea that Lancaster is really becoming the solar energy capital of the world, I think, is proven by awards like this. And this is just one of many that seem to be coming. All of a sudden, we've attracted international interest. Just a month ago, we had a group from Saudi Arabia that wanted to see what we were doing. And a lot of it was because of Solar City. What they've done, right now, Lancaster produces more solar energy within its borders than any other city in the world, meaning the percentage of electricity we use. What are we at now? 26%. Over 90% of all the city buildings are solar. That's an amazing accomplishment when you leave the confines of Lancaster and you go to these international conferences. Nobody can believe it, that we're already there. By 5 years, we will produce more energy from solar than we consume. We could actually do it in 2 years, but there's some companies that don't want to cooperate with us. But we're fixing that, so it's an exciting time. I want to introduce some people to you. Tom DePrima was the guy who really made this happen, in that he went to his bosses at KB and said, you have to do this. You just have to do this. And you know, they put aside all of the obstacles and just made it happen. And if we hadn't met Stella, we wouldn't even know anybody in China, let alone BYD. And for them to jump on board that fast, I mean, we were putting that house together with products that hadn't been approved yet. That's how advanced the home was. And I guess we're continuing to do that, aren't we? I mean, it seems like every month we have another jump. The leader right now in home building for use of alternative energy has to be KB Homes. I don't think there's anybody else that has had the commitment to it and the foresight to recognize that, you know, gas is going to be $6 a gallon. And when that happens, everything's going to be electricity. I was meeting with some people that understand the grid, and you know, it's an amazing, complex, chaotic situation with the grid. But they were telling us that California needs 500,000 electric cars in order for us to balance the electric supply and take full advantage of alternative energy. And that's going to happen. It's going to happen as soon as the gas prices hit. And that's why BYD is building electric cars and buses. They are the foresight of what's coming it's truly remarkable to be surrounded with people like that. And I'd like to introduce Tom DePrima, who made all this happen.
Well, I kind of remember the meeting a little different. I do remember the word failure was not an option. But if you do know the city of Lancaster, it's no mystery on why they were voted one of the business-friendly cities in the United States, and they truly are a great partner. They are leaders in the industry when it comes to sustainability. And I look back a few years ago when we talked about not just building a home with solar technology, but also incorporating battery storage into that home. Literally taking the sun energy, taking it into a solar panel, taking it into a battery, and giving the consumer the option of using it at night when the sun isn't shining, or using it during the day, or actually putting it back into the grid and getting paid for that energy. And it was a pretty unique concept. Yeah, we had a few little hurdles to get through because we hadn't done it and had to understand it. And there were products that we were scrambling to get approvals, but they were all approved before they went in. We did receive all our UL listings, and we were adamant about that. But not only did we accomplish this, but we accomplished it and built this home in about 45 days. And I remember a couple conversations to China saying, well, I need the panels in 10 days, we're already framing. And they're like, no, you just poured the foundation. I'm like, no, I need the panels. So there was so much learned through that partnership. And I would be remiss not to thank people like Southern California Gas Company and Southern California Edison, who you think that when you're going to create your own energy wouldn't be on board, but they were greatly on board. They partnered with us. They showed us techniques. We went as a team to their plants and saw some of the homes of the future they were doing, and it was great for them to come out and go, wow, your home really is a little bit of the future. If you think back in that day, we built a little 1,500 square foot home with about 12 kilowatts of solar to get to net zero electrical. Recently, we did a net zero home that only had 6 kilowatts of solar and got to net zero completely. And what we learned from that process is it's not just about producing, it's about reducing before you produce. One of the things that we take pride in is making sure that our homes are very energy efficient. We're one of the few builders that has made a commitment to building all new homes standard Energy Star, which means we're building those homes certified to 15 to 20% more efficient than the minimum requirement for us. As you see, one of the byproducts of this partnership with the city is you see solar panels on all the homes. We were able to integrate a solar standard program in the city of Lancaster, and it's because of their stewardship and their leadership, their leadership to not only the consumers of our city, but to the world and to the global balance of our world and our energy use, that we were able to get on board and do this and learn so much and be able to bring it. The byproduct of the benefit to a consumer, when you look at our EPG, our Energy Performance Guide, much like the MPG that, if you listen to Mayor Parris, and I agree with him, someday will be gone because it'll be how much electrical use you get in your car versus gasoline use. The EPG tells you how that home performs. And when you think that the average 4-bedroom home in the city of Lancaster uses about $200 a month in energy use, and by simply putting a 1.3 standard kilowatt solar system on the home and building it to an energy efficiency of 15 to 20%, you can reduce that to $94. And by going further and putting a 3.2 kilowatt system and taking it down to $46, that's real buying power for the consumer, real opportunity for them to experience home ownership again. So in closing, I want to thank the city for their leadership. This is a great honor. I am not surprised for seeing the city to win this award. They have been a great partner. I know they will be a great partner going forward. We're continuing to work with them on new ideas and new ways to build a more efficient home and to build a more sustainable home. I thank the mayor, his team, city council, and all the leadership in the city, where I can pick up the phone at any day, get a meeting with a decision maker, and we can get things done very quickly. They take everything out of the way, they take obstacles out of the way, and they make things happen. And that's a very unique and rare partnership, and I'm very grateful for that. And grateful for your business-friendly approach. Thank you so much, and congratulations on the prestigious Global Energy Award. We're proud to be part of the team that helped accomplish this, and we're proud of all your efforts to sustainability and to our community.
You know, a few months ago, I was in Abu Dhabi at an energy conference, and and I had a credibility problem because I was telling them about the home they built. And then they would ask, well, how many kilowatts? And we'd tell them how many kilowatts, and they'd kind of shake their head because you're not supposed to be able to power a house with that few kilowatts, you know. And so there was a credibility gap simply because the leap in technology that these two companies made was difficult for people who are in the business to conceive of it even being possible. So we got to fix that. They look at me like I'm making it up, and it's very uncomfortable. I want to introduce the bravest woman I've ever met, and that's Stella Lee. Think of what she's accomplished. She comes to America knowing no one, representing a Chinese company, and having to make friends, and having to make business partnerships, and having to do it that fast. I mean, she was given a fuse about that long of making this all work. And BYD is now becoming an integral part of LA County. And soon they're going to be an integral part of the United States. You know, the only reason that hasn't happened yet is because the world's economy decided to collapse on you in the middle of all this. And it's amazing to watch her. It's like she's totally undaunted by any obstacle that comes her way. It's just push through it. And an example of that was the house they built, the establishing BYD in Los Angeles, and soon, not as soon as we'd hoped, but soon, BYD is going to be a major part of the Antelope Valley. We hope. When I went to China, I had a meeting with her, but she had to cancel it because at the last minute she's on a plane to Beijing to solve a battery problem. BYD produces most of the batteries in the world. You know that Energizer bunny? He's from China. He's a Chinese bunny, you know, and nobody knows that. They also produce an incredible number of phones, the batteries for the phones. And the day Stella stops working, that's the day we're probably going to lose connection because she really is responsible for producing the ability for us to even communicate. And it all rests on her shoulders. It's an amazing person, and I'm really privileged to get to know her and to watch her work. And what the lesson I get from her is, whatever I'm doing, it's not enough because she's doing 10 times that. It's truly amazing. Stella.
So especially 1.5 years ago, we came here. We only have KB home, the first feature home here. But now, just 1.5 years, I saw most of house in this neighborhood install solar. So you see, that's just showing the world. If you take action, doesn't matter how difficult it is, what the challenge it will be, make it happen. Then that's the business, that's the economic, that's the things can be commercialized. So that's my impression about Lancaster. It's a very business-friendly city. It's like a very visionary city and can believe future, believe the green energy. Mayor Paris is a visionary leader. He believed the future, like a BYD dreams. BYD stand for Build Your Dreams. Our dream is a zero emission ecosystem. In the someday, you can collect the energy directly from sunshine, store into battery storage, and then power your car, your vehicle. So you reduce the dependence on the fossil fuel, and then you can. That's the technology is available now. Now it's just all the city, all the politicians support, then it's happened. That's going to changing our world. That's the future life. So we're going to improve air quality. We're going to bring the peace to the world. We don't need to fight for the oil to have the war. So, yeah, that's our passion about Lancaster because these are the cities make such a difference. A lot of cities, they say, I support green, I love green. But when you go to the saying how we can make things done, then you can become a lot of talking, a lot of delay, a lot of very complicated. But Lancaster is different from other places. They make things happen. So we believe that, let's do it. If any problem here, let's solve it. Then when we're doing the KB Home project, back to 1.5 years ago, The mayor is himself is the project manager. He pushed everybody, make things happen. So then we did it in 3 months, have the home built and everything ready. Then today, it's the whole house is running as the net energy. Then today we bring our EV, it's zero like emission vehicle. So per charge, you can use only 2 hours charge. Per charge, you can running 180 miles. So yesterday, my people is driving the car from Los Angeles, our office, to here, and then going back without any charging, no problem. And today, this morning, we special driving our car to here, and no issue. Later, we're gonna to bring to City Hall, have everybody to test drive, and also this car is a crossover vehicle, it's zero emission. So we're going to talking to the, we already have a brief chat with Mark. we have a next stream. We're going to bring the Lancaster to be the first city. Maybe you can electrify the taxi, electrify the bus here. So we want the Lancaster to be the superstar to showing not only in US, but to the world. Like if you put any effort to make the thing happen, make the business easier, you will see the future dream, zero emission dream is realized, is here, is ready for you to adopt. And then also during the demonstration, just like KB home, is showing, is making economic sense. The people living in the future home, they saving their daily cash, they without paying the electricity bill, they are saving. It's not in the past, is a lot of people talking about green is good, but it's very expensive. It's not affordable. But today, KB Home is a good example, a step one to showing green, solar, zero, like a net electricity home is affordable. Is affordable for the normal people, for low-income people. Then tomorrow, when we make the bus, we'll make the EV here. We're going to show the people EV is also affordable, is saving, and also is cleaner. And this technology is ready for any people to do. So I would say like a Lancaster, Mr. Mayor, you deserve for the award. Big congratulations for you. Thank you.
You know, the silent company in this, but the company that is doing so much is Solar City. You know, the reason Lancaster is 90%, over 90% of their electrical needs is solar is because of Solar City. And then they figured out a way with us that we could put it elsewhere and make money on it. You know, not only are we powering the city with solar energy, we're now making it income producing. You know, I really see a day in Lancaster where we have the lowest tax base, but the highest expenditures of any city out there, because it's lessons we learned in China. You know, when I first went to China and we were touting why businesses should come here, they kept asking me, well, is the city going to own part of it? And, you know, that's such a foreign concept to us. I mean, we never even think of that in those terms. And I was thinking they didn't want the city to have a part of it. And so when I'm telling them no, they would turn their back and go, because the model in China is that the government does own a small percentage of it. And think about why that makes so much sense. If we're invested in the company, that company's not going to fail. I mean, we're just not going to let it fail. Is the how it works. And so that one trip to China and what we learned there is going to really change the whole model of how we fund a city. And I really see that day happening before I leave this world. It's going to happen that fast. It's just been an amazing couple years. Ever since I was told to come down to this dinner in Los Angeles, and I had no idea why I was going. It was just the supervisor said come, and I think I had 30 minutes notice, didn't I? And I met Stella, and from that meeting where I was totally unprepared, because Lancaster had so much to offer, it was an easy meeting, wasn't it? I mean, ultimately, it was like, it makes so much sense to do business here. Solar City not only powers our city buildings, they power my house. I mean, the model they put together is just makes so much business sense that my wife let me buy it. You know, I mean, if you pass the Carol Paris test, This is a business model that works. And so now, because we put those panels on our roof, she's not nearly as irritated with a 90-degree pool that I insist on having. I mean, Solar City has made my life happy. And with that, I'd like to introduce Jim Cahill from Solar City.
You know, it's funny that you say that, Rex, because when I went to convince my wife about 8 years ago to put solar in the house, which was before there was a lease, before there was a PPA, before there was efficient ways to finance the solar, she looked at me and she said, "How do I know I'm going to live here in 10 years?" And we had a very long discussion where I finally won out, but I think I lost some points. But we did get solar in our house, but we had to pay cash. So the leasing programs and the financing programs that Solar City has put together really is what lured me into the company and lured me into working with Lyndon and Pete, who, by the way, say congratulations to the city for the Energy Globe Award. I couldn't think of a better city to win this award, really. And being a partner with the city, for me, has been just awesome. It's been like being picked first to play on the winning baseball team, you know, because I felt like we had an opportunity, a window, together with the city and together with their other partners like BYD and KB, to basically make a difference. And when I look out here on the homes, and Stella brought the BYD electric vehicle. I drove an electric vehicle for about 9 years. And was involved in charging infrastructure for the original electric vehicles in the late 90s, not the original, but that wave. And so to see the vehicle, the solar power on the home, and the energy efficiency of the home here is just kind of, for me, is just the total package. You know, it's a perfect match of partners and technologies. And I think the technologies have been here a long time. What hasn't been here is the partnerships or the willingness to jump out and put these things all together into one package. I think the last time I saw the mayor, we were putting him up on a lift at CC Field to place the last panel in the array. And he looks better without his harness on today. But I remember that day being really proud that day of what we had started. And now 40 to 50 businesses later, we've solarized 40 to 50 businesses and schools in the city, including the Lancaster School District, East Side School District, and Sierra Toyota, and many places of worship. Matter of fact, Baptist Church put in a 1 megawatt system that's out there. It takes out about 5 acres of property. So we've come through a long path with the city in the last year and a half. And I will say that at any moment, I was able to walk in and talk with Mark or Jason or Robert and tell them about a problem that we had to solve to keep going. And they would step out and we'd figure it out right there, real time. And so to have partners like that is just unbelievable. It's just been a real gift for Solar City to be involved. You know, and in closing, I guess what I wanted to say is thank you to the city. Congratulations on the award. And the city is an awesome partner. When you look out at cities today, all cities are suffering from financial problems in the economy. Most cities are working on what they need to do to cut back, to eliminate services, to survive in this economy. And Lancaster is completely 180 from that. They're looking at what opportunities they can kick off, what they can get going, how they can produce revenue, as the mayor said, for the economy in Lancaster, and how they can make sure that the residents of Lancaster are well taken care of. The last thing I want to say is that we started a residential, one of our commitments to the city was to start an office here in Lancaster. And so about a year and 2 or 3 months ago, we started a residential warehouse in the city. And we've been installing solar for the residents of the city, upwards of 200 homes now. I think we're approaching the 1 megawatt residential market mark for the city. And We've hired salespeople, installers, permit runners, people that are on the ground today that got up this morning and drove a few miles to their workplace and are out there installing solar even as we speak. So that to me is the best success that we've had, is creating some jobs here. Thank you.